What is up, risk takers? Welcome to the Kill Pete strategy. I am Pete. Today I am playing Risk Global Domination on PC. The map is Europe. I'm trying to set up a game with 4 human opponents and 1 AI. With my usual settings: 60-second turns, balanced blitz for rolls, expert AI, no fog, no blizzards, no novices, and I'm first to act. So they updated the game this week, and we have new blitz odds. So the blitz odds really skew to the attacker's favor, but I'm been given an okay setup to start. It looks like I'm concentrated in these 2 corners, which is pretty good. This piece of Germany doesn't actually connect through Denmark, so that's not a connection point. I think what I want to do on my first turn is I want to run into the corner and hold there. My other thought is to take Norway, which I actually think I want to do instead. I'm going to put 1 troop there. I'm going to put the other 2 in Scotland and attack into Norway, because then at least I have the potential to consolidate my East German position after that. And maybe I can also hook these up in Eastern Europe. So there you go. That's my first turn. That's my best thought. You're a lot more fragile right off the bat, because you can be easily victimized by anyone playing very aggressively. For example, the red player looks like it is surrounding this the German position, so if it wants to consolidate, push in, okay, the red player makes an attack, plays conservatively. We have flying the flag of the United States, qualitative geography, that is their win and loss ratio. In the 3rd position we have Toloso, flying the flag of Spain, a similar record. In the 4th position we have AJ, flying the flag of United Kingdom, 51 hours, 1570. Then we have a bot, and in the final position we have Levy, flying the flag of Norway. So, not terribly worried about any one of my opponents individually, but the thing that usually takes me out is them working in aggregate. But so far so good. I have 2 5 stacks separated from each other, and I will be looking to bolster those 2 positions while spending out the remainder as we move towards the 5th and the 6th turn. I could also potentially open up a 3rd front, if that makes sense. The bot attacks into the corner. I lose my piece of the Italian peninsula. Bot does not attack into the corner. Okay, so I can potentially move into the corner next turn, which I like. I'm fine with that. Okay, and light green surrounds that plan, so maybe I move into Ukraine instead. Yeah, I'm down with that. I'm going to put 1 troop in Norway. I'm going to put the others in Bulgaria and attack through Romania, evacuating that continent. I will let light green fight with the AI over that piece of the board. Let's just make this a bit better of a view for everybody. We're blocking that piece of Portugal, so you'd much rather see Portugal than my stupid face. Okay, into the 2nd turn we have the red player. I'm not sure what they're going to do right now. I have half a mind to actually keep moving eastward with my 6 stack over here. Problem with that is that the light blue player has a decent army in Russia, and so does yellow when you think about it, so maybe it's best for me to let those 2 guys fight amongst themselves. Red player's taken the center. I don't want to move into them too aggressively yet. Maybe my thinking is I put my troops in Burgundy and attack into northern Italy or attack into northern France. The yellow player splits between southern England and Russia and takes out light green from Russia. I don't like this situation. I don't like the way this game is going for me already. It looks like I'm the fish. I have 17 troops on the board. I'm also first to act. Maybe on my next turn what I do is nothing and bolster my defense. Because I would be fine to match last. Assuming I survive to do so. Light blue is also aggressively attacking, but they spread. So I don't think I have to guard on my next turn. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 1 troop in Norway and 2 into Ukraine and attack all the way into the corner. Because it looks like blue and yellow have both kind of evacuated. As long as white isn't holding that corner. Perfect. That actually looks much better for... Oh no, then they put in, yeah. Okay, well I could take Belarus instead. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to attack into Belarus and pull back to where I am. And then hopefully I'll have 7 stacks. So we're creeping up slowly. It's not looking great, but it's not looking terrible. My instincts are bad now that they've changed the odds, right? I'm a little bit too conservative, I think. So we have to kind of change our whole way of thinking, our whole intuition behind what is a good move and why you do things, and we'll get there. Just trying my best still to not lose too many games from this change. Right, okay, so now I've ended the 3rd turn with 2 7 stacks, separated from each other by about half the board. I'd rather be a bit further apart, but there's nothing I can do, and I have no access to this corner, which kind of sucks, because this is a bit of a dead zone. So if you want to see the way the continents break down, there's the independent states, which is a distributed continent between the Iberian Peninsula, the Italian Peninsula, and the Norwegian-Swedish Peninsula up here. The British Empire is worth 3, the French and the Austrian Empire are worth 5, the big German Empire in the middle is worth 6, and at the 2 ends, the Ottoman and the Russians are worth 4 each. That's where I usually like to hang out on this board. So I like to come from the east holding one of these 2, or most of these 2. Okay, so the German player has taken Germany. They're not guarding from me. Germany's worth 6. It's really dangerous to let someone hold it, but I don't think they're going to be allowed. I think they're going to be broken immediately. It would surprise me if yellow let Germany hold. Yeah. As expected. This is the good thing with playing with a bunch of other people is you don't have to do your own dirty work. You can let them break continents on your behalf. The light blue player puts into Finland and attacks into Sweden. 4 troops remaining. They have to cut through my 7. I'm going to let them. I'm going to pull this army into Denmark so that they can cut through, and then I can hook into the east, and that way I'm not in my opponent's way. I also really do want to put myself at the end of the matching sequence, so at some point it would be smart for me to not get a take. But I don't think this turn is that, because I have really easy beats on that corner position that I wanted in Russia. The light green player is likely going to work on the Ottoman Empire corner a bit more, while leaving their 2 exclaves to get accidentally destroyed. Actually, that might be what I want to do. I might want to push into this corner now, because we have 3 2s. So I can control who gets taken in the late game. We'll see if this is how I want to work, but I like that. So I have 4 in southern France. I'm going to move out of blue's way, seeing that they wanted to consolidate and hopefully take the British Isles. I have no problem with that plan. Anyone out of my way is out of my way, right? So I'm occupying here. I'm not quite in the corner. Oh, and red matches in early. They really want Germany. So, if you're new to watching any of my videos, don't do this. What red has done is they've put themselves at the very beginning of the matching sequence just so that they can occupy board position with the expectation that they're going to hold it. That's never going to happen, and even if it does, it's not worth... you don't gain the troops that you lose from matching it early, right? The difference between the 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and 15 is enormous. How many turns of holding Germany does he have to make that up, right? You don't get that many more turns after turn 6 when the matches really start. So, Yellow's going to push out, though. They're not going to break again. Okay. Yellow's afraid. As expected, I've allowed the light blue player to cut through my position, and they're going to move into Scotland. That was a good tell by them, and I took the bait. So, now I have easy takes in the north, and I can appear to be unthreatening to Germany. And I'm fine to let them get those 6 troops as long as those 6 troops aren't going into me. The white AI now occupies the entire rest of Russia, and they're holding 4 cards. So I now have to get this army out of that continent, otherwise it's going to get eaten when the white AI matches and guns for the continent. The light green player does finish all but one position of their Ottoman continent. Okay, so my turn, this turn is clear. I actually have to make 2 attacks because this scares Germany and this scares the AI. So knowing what I know about the AI, I want to get the hell out of their way. And I'm going to put my 2 points up there. I'm going to put my other point up there. And I'm going to make 2 attacks and put myself at the beginning of the magic sequence, which is not where I want to be. But the other downside is I lose these armies. So I think this makes the most sense given my seat. So I'll have 5 cards. I'll be probably second to match unless any of my human opponents match early, which they are. You know, there's a chance they will. At least I have a bonus there in Sweden. It's not the end of the world. Losing, and the red player does hold, so now they are 15 troops ahead of everybody else, and they're really bolstering that German position. So the downside of holding Germany is it's surrounded. So I'm fine to let the bot take Russia, match in on the bot's turn, and then hopefully pop Germany or whatever, right? I'm down with all that. Maybe the bot doesn't take Russia, but they've seemed pretty gung-ho. The bot also is really strong. Where are they occupying, right? They're occupying a piece of Greece. They're occupying a piece of England. Okay, I also need to get out of Yellow's way, but Yellow's giving me a turn, so that's fine. I can back this army off into northern Spain. Light blue matches in early. They're going to conquer the British Isles now. Congratulations, sir. So this is all too little too late. My opponents are gunning for continents on turn 5. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to set up my stacks so that once the fish is identified, they can be eaten. The problem is I'm still the fish. Not ideal. Okay. White does conquer Russia. It holds there. They did match in, so at least I'm getting the 8 now. I'm getting the next to match is 10. Fantastic. So I'm not first to match, and I don't lose anything by not getting that card. The light green player is trying to conquer the Ottoman Empire. The way that could have been better accomplished was for them to back out one of these 9s, letting the 6 cut through into Sicily, or into Naples, rather. But they're locking 6 of the AI's troops inside of themselves. So, what I'm going to do on my turn is I am going to bolster this position to a 10 stack. I'm going to move my army here into Finland, and I'm going to get out of... Actually, if I don't need to move into Finland, I won't. I'm just going to get out of Yellow's way. Let them take France if they want it. I'd much rather than not have to pop through a big army. I lost a bunch, so we're at 30 troops, 3 cards. Do I have a match? I don't. Okay. I gotta survive 2 more turns, likely. Still playing the survive game. Everybody else is starting to get continents, and I don't, but I do have 3 positions, which is better than 2 at the moment, as far as survival goes. Yellow looks weakened, but Yellow has 5 cards. And they've already shown an inclination to break, so who do they want to fuck with? I hope it's not me. They could, but I really... That wouldn't be a great move for them. Yellow's matching, and yellow will be a very important deciding factor. Yeah, they're already putting troops there. When they match it, they're going to pop Germany for sure. And they're going to take France for themselves. The audacity of a player to think that you can not only break an opponent's continent, but try to hold your own. I don't really get the logic there. Oh, they're not breaking Germany. They're guarding. Okay. Well, you can have France. France is really good, eh? It's like a 4 for 5 or something. It's a 5 for 5. 5 territories. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Worth 5. Strong. Okay, so yellow is all in on France. Cool. The light blue player attacks me in Denmark. And then pulls back to southern England. And everyone holding their continents, except for me. Could be bad for me. The white player gets an easy take in Italy and breaks the German continent. I'm happy I let them have it. The light blue player finally finishes the Ottoman Empire. 15 troops, that's the big match. Where is it going? It's going to break Russia. I'm okay with my position at the moment. It's not great, but it's also not really scary, which is where I need to be at this stage of the game. Alright, so the light green player does take the Ottoman Empire. I don't think they do anything else, right? They just move this army to guard in either of these 3 positions. Probably the middle, because it's the weakest. Okay, I'm going to bolster. See, that scares them, though. I'm going to put 1 troop in Sweden. I'm going to put the others in the middle, that little piece of Austria that I have. And I'm going to move out of everyone's way even more. I think that's the best I could do. I didn't want to put more troops next to France because I didn't want to unintentionally scare the yellow player. And I do have a match on 4. Match point is 20. Let's see if anyone else matches in before me, because I need to figure out who I can kill. And I think it's white. I think it's white. Unless white matches in on their turn, they'll get it taken, then they'll have 4 cards. So I'll match, kill white, match again. I think that's the plan. Let's see how that all works out, though. Red is thinking. Red is it is incumbent upon them to break Russia and take this 4, which will tee up white even better for me. But it looks like they've quit or gone AFK, which is a bummer at this point in the game. I hope the AI that takes over for red does get a take. And they get a match in. Okay. That's exciting. Match point is now 25. White will not be broken. The yellow player, I'm curious to see. That's why I didn't want to put more troops there, because this direction to fill it out, right? There's only one way for them to go now. I kind of put myself in this spot, which is suboptimal, but... Okay, yellow sticks their troops in the middle and gets an easy take on white. Cool. White is starting to look more and more like the fish. 23 troops. They are still holding Russia, though. The light blue player probably takes this piece of Sweden, maybe? Okay, everyone's just getting beats in Austria. Everyone's just getting beats in Austria. I like this board. As long as white doesn't match in now, I eat them on my next turn. Ah, fuck. Okay, well, match point is now 30. Who can I kill? Red's not worth it. They have no cards. Yellow, I think, is worth it. Oh, that's brutal. Oh, no. Okay. Light green is the fish. Does light green get a take on their turn? Wow, that was a brutal, brutal hit. Lost their biggest army. So did white. Ooh, 26 remain. You'd probably engineer a scenario on this turn where I take out light green and white. But I don't have to. So light green has 4. I match in now. This is how I win this game. I match in now. I take out light green. I match again. I probably kill... Ooh, I could kill yellow. Yeah, I think that's how I do it. I kill yellow. So I want to line myself up. To kill yellow. Because yellow is also holding 4 cards, and they're right. They're 34 stack, and they're right in my way. So we can add this to my 20-point army in Italy and go punchy punchy. Four cards, match again. Can I kill light blue? 34. What's the match point now? 40? Yeah, I'm going to try. Because red has gone AFK, so even if I don't finish light blue, I've crippled them. But it looks like I finish. Well, that was a fun finale. Good. I'm glad that all worked out the way I wanted it to. And that's the game. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found some of it entertaining and informative. Defeating 2 beginners, an intermediate, and an expert. And we rank up to 57. Until next time, for all of you on the path to world domination, good games and good luck.